This is episode 270 of this alliteration of the show. It is my 10-year anniversary on the air. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr., super organizer. And I decided this year, even though it's a huge number 10, I decided to not have a guest. Um, I decided to pare it down and just talk to you. Because that's how it started, just talking to you. And uh, 10 years 270 episodes of this alliteration. I have about 60 episodes. The first 60 episodes are not on the air. I should put them up. It's a lot of work. Maybe I should, those early ones. Maybe that'll be a project I'll do. Um, 10 years. Like, what can I say? I look at this logo. You guys who are watching, you can't see it, but if you're listening, you can't see it. But if you watch it, that logo was designed by someone who's longer with us. That's how 10 years have changed. Um, I don't have the original files of it. I just have the pictures of it. I don't even have they could be somewhere on an old flash drive somewhere. I have no idea. Um, but I don't even have. So shout out to that person who I love this logo. I loved this logo for so many years, and it fit just what I needed. And it's masculine because I'm a man in the business. And I wanted to distinguish myself. And when they heard a super organizer, I wanted to know it's not a chick, not a female. You're getting a man who's coming. And I love these colors. Burnt orange and yellow are my colors, and blue. They just fit. And I wanted something that was just like represented strength, and I stand by it. Now, someone was saying you're going to change your logo because I've updated my show logos and stuff for years. I've updated them several times. I've changed the name several times. And I think I'm going to stay with this logo. The first 60 episodes are from June 5th, 2015 to sometime November 2016. I was on a radio station, Adrenaline Radio. Shout out to Brian Leon for engineer producer. And then I went on to my friend Cameron Lewis's network. And that's where 60 episodes are. So I haven't gone on Adrenaline Radio to see if the old episodes are on there. That's a good question. I'll have to look one day. I was looking around on the interwebs and they're not out there. So I don't know where they are. I have a flash drive with all the episodes somewhere. So I should find it, maybe hire somebody to upload them for me and fill in all the stuff. My early years, that first year and a half of me doing it. But on this channel, GLG Media, I took it over, decided to do it myself. But I want to give a shout out to Cameron Lewis, who taught me a lot about podcasting. Um, it starts with December 1st, 2016. That's the first episode that starts here, and now it's 270 of these. So I have over 300 and some odd of these shows out there. Also, I have a side show that's out there from AfterBuzz TV. I did 12 episodes of a show called The Super Organized Christmas Show. And I actually have the video version of that on my channel, the playlists. You can type in and watch that. But the audio versions, because it was made for AfterBuzz TV, is out there under AfterBuzz TV, under that show. So you can find it if you want to hear me for 12 episodes, a little spin-off show. And it was getting successful. I got a lot of great ratings. People were commenting, which they loved it. Um, I had fun doing it. It was given to me by default. Should I tell that story? Why not? Spill the tea. I'm not telling you lies. So spill the tea. So my previous boss, I won't say his name, but you know where I worked. I'm trying to get this. My computer's suddenly it's giving me all these notifications. You can't stop him. I'm trying to stop him. One second, everybody. Let's see. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, I know. This. Oops, come back in here. I was wrong. Anyway, okay, I'll look at that later. So my boss at the time of this network and he wanted to do a 24/7 Christmas channel. Christmas is big business, folks. So several years ago, very smart. This was in 20. When did I do this thing? I did in 2019. And go away. Thing needs to go away. Something just popped up. And I'm like, go away. Won't go away. And he was like, it was like over a year. You know, you'll just start stuff. Over a year, you know, think about this, like starting a 24-hour Christmas channel, which I think is ambitious, but I think it's smart because you can also do other holidays. You can do Christmas in July, Christmas in June, all these little things are happening on TV now. And I love it. So I thought, oh, great. And they were like, we want you a part of James because you have the Hallmark Channel crowd and you love Christmas and, you know, that stuff. And I was like, and Thanksgiving and stuff. I was like, I do. I love all that stuff. So I was really kind of like, oh, okay. I love it. I was in the initial emails. Then I stopped getting any group emails. Then I stopped getting group emails. There was no discussion. It just stopped. So then there's an announcement of a show. And I was going to be just one of the co-hosts of the show. And my name was not announced on it. This happens in Hollywood all the time, right? A very Hollywood story. And I was like, okay. I was pissed. I was pissed. And I wrote back to him. I wrote back to this person, like, what's going on? Well, we decided to go a different direction, usual stuff. Well, however, I guess they saw how upset I was because they did kind of do me wrong by not talking to me about it or anything. You know, they don't owe me anything, but it was just like I was part of the discussions. I was part of the beginning, and just you know, you just obviously just dropped me. They told one of the other producers, give James whatever he wants for the channel because you have to populate the channel too. And so they were thinking, good, we'll start our show. And they came to me and said, and I remember they came to me and said, James, the person that had the channel network said, give James whatever he wants. You want to give a show? What do you want to do? What kind of show do you want? And I said, you know, so it goes to show. I went from being a sidekick on a show to getting my own show. So that's better. I'm like, okay, that's even better. So thank you very much. I love it. And I said to myself, by then, 2019, I've been in business for like 10 years, 10, 11 years. And I was like, you know, I have a brand. And see, by now, I was also on television doing soaps and stuff. I go, well, this is my original brand. I have a business, super organizer. And I said, I want to do something where I talk about organizing. Oh, God, I hate this thing over here. Organizing, because that is something that it's my life. People need it. And and now I don't have anything video really at this point, besides my show here and there. I'll still do mostly audio. My first 60 or first like 100 some episodes were all just audio. There's no video for them. We're not out there at all because they're radio and stuff we could say. But it's like 2020 on, we started doing audio and video. But so that's 2019. I was like, I don't really have any video, so this is gonna be good exposure. You can see who I am, and it's gonna be fun for the network. But I said I want to work with this one guy. His name is Stephen Lemieux. I said I trust him as a producer. He'll get my vision going. He totally got into it. He had ideas. I had ideas. I will say this. I know he was actually one of the best producers I've worked with in terms of just a single show. I mean, other producers, but not worked on this show. I had my girlfriend Serafini, another amazing producer. We did shows like When It Calls the Heart, and she produced a lot of my other shows. There's other people who've done great production too. But I'm just saying, in terms of starting a new show where they're the producer, director, I'm just a talent and creator, it was amazing. We were in sync. We did a couple shows at a time. He was really into it. He gave me some great ideas. We did some great promos that are out there in the ether. Because I was always game like, what do you want to do? Like, you want to promote my show? Sure. How you want to do it? We had a white room, so we were doing all this green screen stuff. He was it was good. It was really good. It was fun. So we did that. So that was a lot of fun. So we created 12 episodes of that, and we were airing them. And I was looking at the numbers, and they were doing better than the original show. After a while, let me have a little drink on that one. Yummy. And I was like, okay. But I feel like I was on to something. And I had a purpose. And the other show promoted my show. I promoted their show. Of course, it was because we were the same channel. And I thought this was really great. And because I did a Christmas Halloween special. I got my friend Jones Gunn, who was a writer of Christmas Hallmark movie. Like, I was like, anything Christmas related, this show has so much potential. And then we only did 12 episodes, and then COVID hit in 2020, and that company went out of business. So 6 years later, I'm gonna stay here first on the 10th anniversary episode of this show. I am thinking about reviving it on some level. Obviously, it would be on my network now, and I may change the name slightly. Not sure, but I'm thinking about for this Christmas, I'm thinking about doing a little mini series, and I'm thinking that could be cute, where I just focus all on holidays. So I'm thinking about it. So I'll just keep that. So just I'm looking into that right now. But I said I haven't talked about it with anybody yet. So I thought this could be something um, that people might have guests on my show about organizing play. I mean, just like strictly Christmas related. But I love their idea of all year long. I wish I could do a Christmas channel. I have content that I have a lot of Christmas kind of content throughout my stuff. I'm like, I could pick and choose, but I can't start. I can't start another channel. I got to handle this one. But Arakama, Christmas material is always a hit, folks. So maybe a new version is what come out. So we will see. Stay tuned for that. But that's out there for some we can listen to, and it's some fun stuff. I know. I always got ideas. But it would be a mini series. But if I did it, just be a mini series for that time period, possibly throughout the year. Like I say, they have Christmas in July, Christmas in June. Who knows? But we're really right. Okay. So I got a text. So there's that. Then I did a video only series during the COVID era in 2020 called about the super organizer, in a black person, a black man in the super organizer industry. A black man in the professional organizer industry series. I did like a half dozen those episodes. They were very successful also. They're here on YouTube. I did that. There was COVID. Then there was a lot of racial divide in 2020. Some things went down in real life. And I spoke out on them. And a lot of organizers of color, which there are more of than I thought there would be, started coming out of the woodwork, and everybody was kind of speaking out. So I was invited to several meetings to speak on the subject, just being a Black person, but what we go through, possibly that if you're not Black, you don't go through. Cultural differences, all kind of stuff. Cultural differences. You work in a Black Latino household, how they view organizing. Um, me being a man, how they view me as organizing. I was like, I want to give you an insight to what I've gone through, and I did a small mini series of that. But that one was like, it was pretty good. It's very open ended. It was pretty ended. It's like it's very self contained. I spoke on all. I feel like I hit all the points that I needed to hit. I don't think there's anything else more for me to say about being a man in business than in that series. So you can check that out here. But it's not audio; it's only video. And because I had some hostility from some of the white ladies in this business. Open hostility during that time period, and and I just, I don't flinch or get angry easily. I just try to talk through it. And I was being told, get your own profession. You're a man. Why are you an organizer? Like organizing is a gender specific, like, not at all, right? And many of you out there have male clients. I mean, like everybody needs to be organized. I was told to take my Black stuff somewhere else. I mean, I was all called names. It was crazy. And I'm not going to out this person. If you watched, I thought was a friend in quotes, um, fellow organizer who invited me on. And we had and I believe a really amazing, teachable exchange. I thought this. I'm trying to make sure I use my words carefully because I really did think it was a great exchange, and it was live. I was invited on to this person's live on Facebook, and whoever was there who watched it live saw it. Thank God you got to see it. But in some ways, it was very brave of this person because they didn't look, they weren't in the brightest light, I'll say, as they normally are. And I felt that was important because they served a purpose for a larger good. That didn't make this person a bad person like that, because this person was an amazing person. But what had happened later was that when it was reposted, there were edits. And somebody was said, where's the other version? And this person, it's her channel. It's her prerogative, I guess, how she wants to be seen or not seen, chose to edit it. And I was hurt by that. I was really hurt because there was no discussion about it. No one said, well, James, I'm going to do this and blah, blah. And I think actually it undercut the whole point. It's uncomfortable when we talk about a subject as race or gender or sexuality or any of those things. But I learned it was back to business. And this person chose the business over the subject, over the message. And that actually changed my mind about them. And we're not as close anymore. But I see this person online doing their thing, and I wish them well. I don't wish anything bad on them. But they were a very early supporter of my show, which I as you get older, you learn how to compartmentalize. You learn how to you can learn how to accept things. And my thing was, this person was on my show more times than a lot of people. Always a good guest, always, and has her own empire. So I wish her all that. Just this one little blip changed the course of our friendship and how I look at her. So businesswoman, oh yeah, she's doing good. But I just think other stuff. I'm like, yeah. So there's that tea. So that happened. So I don't know where that I'm not telling people to go find that video because it's not the one we originally did. So I don't promote that with a person anymore. But I'm learning this stuff. And then over the years, I've been in Forbes magazine, quoted for things, and I've been on many other people's shows. Forbes, the first bit of controversy I got. It's all in 10 years, folks. 10 years is a long time, right? Like it's a long time. My first time in Forbes was about the KonMari method, the whole homegirl from Asia, Marie Kondo, the whole what sparks you joy, keep it. And so it got so big here in America for a minute. You see, it's gone now. It went away, but it was here big. It was big for a minute, and for some people, it works. And so a lot of my people who are not in organizing world are coming like, James, I did it. Oh my God, I love it. I organized my place. Oh my God, I love it. And I was always like, that's great. Whatever, just see, I know one size don't fit all. So whatever you want to do, I've always been a component of it. Not even my way is the only way. So I'm like, everybody has their way. It just got on my nerves, and I'm totally honest with you guys out here. It got on my nerves that everybody was like, "This is the way. We all should be doing this now." And I kept saying, "Well, no, we have this. We have to have discussions about that." And I will always stand by this. My clients come first. Their comfort and come first. I want them to feel safe when they're working with me. I will never do anything to shame them or possibly shame them or accidentally shame them. I'll never put them in a position to feel shame. Ask any of my clients, they'll tell you I don't do that. I will never do that. I will continue to do that. I feel very strongly about that. So there were clients of mine who were saying, well, that method doesn't seem to work for me. What's wrong with me? Oh, nope, we're not doing that. Nope. It's a hot thing that it's big right now. And not saying it doesn't work, but that's the point. Some people have deep mental things going on when it comes to their stuff. That has to be addressed, and it can't be addressed in, and this brings you joy. I mean, for example, okay, this mug does bring me joy. It's my UCLA mug. It does bring me joy because I love it. I love it. But these glasses don't bring me joy, but I have to wear them. My computer doesn't bring me joy. It actually brings me pain half the time. But it's completely what I need to use to work. My toast doesn't bring me joy. I guess maybe it does. I like toast. But that's not that easy. And throw all your stuff in the bed in front of you and stare at it. Yeah, but see, what I did was, though I gave my opinion, this show is open to everyone. And I invited people who are part of the KonMari method and Recon method on the show. And you listen to them, you listen to those episodes, I don't attack them. Again, I don't make them, so clients and guests on my show, I will never make them feel shame, never make them feel uncomfortable. The point is here, tell people why you love it and why it works for you and maybe some of your client base. Because again, there are folks out there it would work for. Over everything. I just don't want people to think there's just one way to do it, and if you can't do it that way, then something's wrong with you. No, not at all. It's like everybody has different, now I start doing these SOS shorts and give my opinion on things I've learned. And I did one recently on at-will agreements, and there folks are like, I don't like that. Oh my God. And I said, I love it. So again, one size doesn't fit all. I'm sharing what I've learned over the years and what's worked for me. And then I give it to you. Oh my God, it's going there. I give it to you. And then you disseminate, and if it's for you, then you take it. Right? So it's one of those, it's just, yeah, it's one of those things. So I'm always about that. So that's something over the years that I've had. I also had a really big moment recently. It was my 4-year anniversary. I think to this day, to my knowledge, I'm the only professional organizer ever on late night television. Now, besides maybe Marie Kondo, she's maybe on a couple of shows. possibly late. I'm talking about late night, not daytime, but late night. Don't know if Mac Paxton's been on anything late night, um, but I definitely, and not only was I on late night, I made history in television that stands today. I was the first guest for Jimmy Kimmel Live or any late night talk show in 14 months during the pandemic. I was in the news. I kind of hoped more would come out of it. My website crashed and all that stuff was good. I got lots of business. All that was all good. But I didn't get featured in, I think it featured in some magazines where that didn't happen. But for that week though, I was hot stuff. Their website, 1 million views of just that segment. It was 99.9% positive. So one person called me fat, but the rest, it was all positive. I got Jimmy Kimmel basket, all that stuff. It was great. But that was 4 years ago on May 12th. So May 12th, 2021, I made history. It was a lot of fun. I represented organizers, I think, and all organizers were like, James, you did it. So I have something that no one else has. You just don't. That feels pretty good. I never thought when I came into this business 17 years ago that I would be breaking barriers. That just wasn't even a thought. I just wanted to come into a business. I liked it. I didn't know stuff like that. And I'm very proud of that accomplishment. I think I'm the only person or a few that actually has a couple of songs about organization out there in the world to purchase. I have a song called Procrastination. I have a song that I did with a group called Chog. It's out there. I have a song about getting organized. Another song about getting organized. I heard James Jr. come up. I was talking, I want to get organized. So over the years, I have a whole career. I know I'm a total Renaissance man, right? I have a whole career of music I put out. And so on some of my albums, I put out organized songs. And I'm still working on, folks, the first organized musical. Working on for like the last 10 years. I'm making some leeway now. I mean, it takes time. It takes time to promote, working on the book, the story, the songs, everything. So I'm very excited. I want to get that out there. I'm very excited. I've seen some plays on hoarding here in LA, and they're okay. But I'm ready to put something out there about organization. I have several books out. They're little small books, little booklets of or parts. I have some more books coming out on organization. I have all kind of stuff. So I'm working on this well-rounded thing. I actually have I was thinking about a series, possibly an audio drama series, organizing too, possibly, or a short film. So the organizing space is something I love. In addition to this show, but I'm telling you, this show has been wonderful, and I've had so many amazing guests over the years, and many of them are presidents of NAPO. So thanks to NAPO, go to napo.net as the premier. I have folks from ICD, the Institute for Challenging This Organization, Cognitive Organization. They're wonderful also. I've had many of the different chapters of NAPO on my show. I've spoken to them, and people still find my show worthy of notice, which almost makes me cry because to do anything 10 years, folks, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, right? To produce something, to go through the motions and COVID and leaving one radio station and leaving another station and doing it yourself and getting the guest and booking them and saying yes. And not everybody wants to talk. Not everybody's into talking and stuff. And now I'm going to reveal my hair. I don't know, my 10-year anniversary, I thought I'm going to take off the hat I had on earlier. This is you can't really see it in here, but I have a lot of hair. The sides are shaved, of course. So I just want to make sure I get that out there. I'm gonna let it go. As the show goes on, I'm gonna let it out. But my hair, I won't let it out because it's too much right now. It's my ponytail. I've seen a lot of changes in the business. I've seen the growth of virtual organizing. AI is now coming into play as a whole. I'm doing shows on AI now because I'm like, let's get on top of this. I've become a life coach within the last 10, within this time period. So I've started. So that's another thing too, that I'm very proud of. This all over the world. My show, A Lot of Help with James Lott Jr. I restarted my blog again. Which is doing some great work over there at lottofhelp.com. I enjoy doing the show. I do my thanks and gratitude all the time. And I normally I usually open, I decided this show is going to be a whole different kind of show. I decided it's going to be a whole different kind of show because it's 10 years. But my thanks and gratitude really is to every single person who has crossed this path. And that is former guests, former production people, former studios, anybody who's listened to the show or watched the show, talked about the show, mentioned the show. Thank you, Jimmy Kimmel Lodge, Jimmy Kimmel Live. Thank you for Cameron Lewis. Thank you, Adrenaline Radio, and Brian Leone. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV, and the 24/7 channel. Thank you, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and Apple, and all you guys for allowing me to do this. Hosting is my first pleasure. Radio hosting is my first pleasure. Podcast hosting is my first pleasure. Everything else, being on TV and stuff, that's whatever. But I love sitting and talking with people about a subject that I love. I do. And the show used to be called the Super Organizer Universe Radio Show. Then let's see, the Super Organizer Show. Now it's the SOS Show with James Lott Jr., a.k.a. Super Organizer Show. We're going. And I have no reason not to continue the show. Not to not continue the show, I should say. Not to not continue the show. I plan on keep going. I actually have a guest lined. I get 2 guests lined up to come on the show. I'm be interviewing them. And so life will continue going. I'll continue doing this with shorts, doing the regular episodes, interviews, all kinds of goodies. Like I said, I might bring back some goodies. I might start another side segment. Who knows? That's audio or video. But I am committed to Super Organizer and the brand. This logo may stay. It may change. Who knows? But I am very committed to this. And I just thank all of you for the support. I mean, if just one person watches this or one person listens to this, my job is done. And they say, I mean, from this alliteration, we have over 100,000 downloads or whatever. So I mean, it's a hit for me, and in podcasting. So I'll take it. There are a lot of other podcasting. There's that too. A lot of other organizing podcasts. Some have died out over the years because this is work. To do this, this is work. And some, they come out once in a while or whatever, but I support them. There's no competition. And organization, there's so many great organizers out there that are wonderful, doing wonderful work, doing informative work, doing transformative work. That's where it all comes from. And it starts from there. I'm an organizer first. And I love this profession with all of my heart. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, I mean that. So that's the deal for me. I'll just leave it here. My 10-year anniversary. Happy 10 years to me. I can't believe it. As I head towards my 60s, I started this in my 40s. Whew, we're doing that, kids. We're doing that. And anybody wants to be on the show, come on, I'll talk. Any organizers or organizing, someone to organize, anybody wants my organization with me, I'd love to. If you want to be on my show, contact me too. We'll see if there's a spot for you. I'm James Lott Jr., Super Organizer. And I will talk to you next time.